Today we are going to talk about being still. Be still. So, when we're going to talk about be still, let's see where and when to be still. Here you are. This is the most exciting Bible story we had learned from childhood. Okay, the Israelites with Moses as the leader standing near the Red Sea, before the Red Sea. And you know the situation at this time, right? They are standing before the Red Sea, and the sea is twirling with its waves, and right behind them are the Egyptians, right? And Moses, as a leader, is standing there right in front on that rock. And you can imagine the situation, how panicky these people are, how worried, how tense, and how terrified they are with the Egyptians right at the back, coming very close. I was just thinking, this is the most urgent situation, greatest emergency, right? These people are, the Egyptians are coming close. They are not joking. They are coming close and they are coming to catch them and force them back to Egypt and make them slaves once again. The people said to Moses, "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us to the desert to die? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt? Didn't we say to you in Egypt, 'Leave us alone? Let us serve the Egyptians'? It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the desert." But Moses, what did he say? In the very next moment, Moses says, he answered the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptian you see today, you will never see again." Right? Now, this confidence has come upon Moses from God Himself, because Moses knows that God is now going to do something impossible, right? And he tells them also that the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. And these people are not still. They are jumpy, panicky, and they just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. They are absolutely scared. Moses said, "You need to be still," right? The Egyptians you see, you will never see again. Be still, he told them. The Lord will fight for you. And so, we know that this kind of a situation, or these kind of people like the Pharaoh, the Egyptian, the soldiers, and the situation that they face can be very real to us, are very real in our lives, right? Each of us may have an Egyptian in our life, an Egyptian in our life like this. And we can face an Egyptian just like this. And that Egyptian can be a person like the Pharaoh, can be a group of people coming to attack us, or it can be a situation where the Red Sea is in front and the Egyptian at the back. No way to turn, no way to go. Just like we sang the song, God, we have no way, right? But God makes a way. And so, in such a situation of emergency and a situation of urgency, God acts fast. And let's see, right, what happened. The Egyptians, the Pharaoh, all his soldiers, the horses, the chariots were all drowned in the Red Sea. All were dead in the Red Sea. Okay? And the Red Sea, the Red Sea that was a sea twirling and swirling, opened up like a highway. The Red Sea opened up, and the Israelites walked through the Red Sea on dry ground. The Red Sea opened, and many years after the crossing of the Red Sea, we shift our attention to Daniel. Let's take a look. Daniel, and that's not me, right? That Daniel of the Bible is in the den of lions. God opened the Red Sea at the time of Moses, but he shut the mouth of lions at the time of Daniel. He opened the Red Sea and he shut the mouth of the lions in the time of Daniel. Okay, and you can. I was wondering when I was looking at this picture, and I was wondering at that time, God shut the mouth of lions. That means their jaws were closed. But what about their paws and claws? Their claws and paws were open and they could have attacked. This thought came to my mind when I was looking at it, right? Jaws were closed, but their paws and claws were all ready. But then I was thinking that these lions, they were so stunned by their jaws closed that they forgot they can use their claws and paws. They forgot they can use that to attack. And then they were looking at Daniel. Yeah, they were looking at Daniel, who was as innocent as a lamb before them, right? Looking at Daniel and these lions, jaws, paws, and claws, all useless. God opened the Red Sea and shut the mouth of lions. God said, "Be still because he is going to fight," right? In another situation at the time of Jehoshaphat, King Jehoshaphat, right, there were in Second Chronicles, there were these Ammonites and Moabites coming to attack with a huge army. They were coming to attack with a huge army, and Jehoshaphat and the people with him, they also got scared, right? And so what did they do? They prayed, and God sent used a prophet by the name of Jahaziel to tell them his message. And God said through the prophet, "Do not be afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude or this great army, for the battle is not yours, but God's." And that's the assurance God gave King Jehoshaphat, right? And again, in the next, after one verse, he says, "Stand still." Almost the same thing Moses said, "Be still, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." And we will find at the end that God gave them a victory in which they did not even have to lift a finger. God fought for them, and the Ammonites and the Moabites were all defeated and killed. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Stand still and see the deliverance of the Lord. That's what we have seen in Moses' time and in the time of King Jehoshaphat and in Daniel's time when he just stood. He did not have to do anything. Jaws, paws, and claws, all ineffective. Lions, one of the strongest among animals, became like weak, all because the Lord fights the battle. And now we come to another verse from David, Psalm 46, verse 10. It tells us, "Be still and know that I am God." Here it is telling us, be still and at the same time know that He is God. Now, be still is not telling us to relax and sleep and just be lazy. God will do everything, you just sleep. It's not that. Be still and at the same time know that He is God. He is no ordinary being. He is God, the God who holds the universe in His hands. He is that God. Be still and know that He is God. Now, in the situation of Moses and the Israelites and Daniel and the lion and Jehoshaphat, there was a kind of a urgency, emergency. And you can see God acting fast. Did you notice that God acted fast? That Red Sea was made effective in one whole night by the east wind. One night. And God made the east wind move the waters, right? Same thing, Daniel, in one night right? Everything happened, and the lion's mouth shut, right? And Jehoshaphat also very fast. God took control. Very fast he acted. But God sometimes tells us, be still and wait for him. Because sometimes you want things to be fast, fast. My God, I have prayed for this, I want this. But God has his time. God has his time. This picture is telling us in God's waiting room. Sometimes we are in God's waiting room. And there he says, be still and know that he's God, right? And this verse tells us, Psalm 27, verse 14, wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. Wait. Don't jump. Don't try to do your own thing, and don't try to take God's place, or don't try to help God. Help God. Just like Abraham and Sarah's case, when God will give us the child he's promised. When, right? And then say, let's help God by bringing in Hagar and have a child. And then a whole lot of problem happened when they did not wait for the Lord. They did whatever they thought they could to help God. Don't forget that while you are waiting, God is working. And God has never stopped working. He only took 1 day of rest on the seventh day, and from the eighth day onwards, till now, till today, He's still working. There's no such thing as casual leave or sabbatical leave or this leave or that leave or vacation. God is working for our benefit. And so while He is working, right, we should be waiting patiently. And one more, if God is making you wait, then what should we do? We should do what waiters do, serve. Just serve God faithfully during the waiting time and be found faithful in His service, abounding in the work of the Lord. And God will do His work in His perfect time. And so, once again, be still and know that He is God. He is God. He's not was God. He is God, and He's there working for our good. Trust in Him. Be still because the Lord will fight for you. Be still because the battle belongs to the Lord.